something occurred to me on Sunday morning that just gone as the Rev Graham Tutt was speaking with us about Incarnation and the way God comes among us and, in a sense, to our community, comes within us, being born as a human, and from that place transforms us from the inside out, as it were. That expression, inside out, I think he used it a couple of times, and it really resonated quite powerfully with me. And as I began to think about the nature of Incarnation and the fact that God comes amongst us as one of us, is kind of inside our community for that period, as in the form of Jesus, and as we become the body of Christ as his followers. It's incarnation in that sense. We find God enfleshed among us, and it made me consider a little bit my own prayer life and how often I've heard others pray as well when we find ourselves in a situation that we're struggling to handle, and we will often cry out to God, which is entirely appropriate, I would think, but often the nature of that cry is, God, rescue me and take me out of my situation that I might be saved. And it occurs to me that the nature of God's interaction with us, the kind of saving that our God does most often, is God comes among us or into us and enables us to enter more fully into our life. So God doesn't rescue us out of our life, God rescues us into our life more fully. So the very thing often that we would seek to escape from or be rescued from is in fact the very thing that God would invite us to engage in a more fulsome, a more proactive and creative and helpful way, rather than seek to escape from our circumstances and our responsibilities and our life, as it were. This is a very powerful thing, I think. It runs very deep, and it turns on their head some of our most basic instincts with regard to our own survival. We often want to escape from the thing we see as a threat. We want to get away from that thing that we're not enjoying or that we think is doing us harm. We turn away from it and get away from it. Whereas, in a funny kind of way, Incarnation says that's exactly the wrong direction to be going in. What you need to do is to turn and face it and engage it fully, sensibly, in a constructive way, and make the change, in a sense, become the person you need to be to face that challenge, and in that sense grow more into the likeness of the image of God into which we are made. Oh, that's a breeze. Might just pause for a moment. So this coming Sunday, which incidentally is Boxing Day, the day after Christmas, so we're going to have a retelling of the Nativity story, and we'll look at some photos from our fantastic Nativity on Friday night. Thanks everyone for your participation in that, and those who came along, I know you enjoyed it. It was just so much fun. And on the Saturday we'll talk about Nativity, and on Sunday we're going to talk about the way in which God is at work in us to transform us and equip us to be the kinds of people we need to live into our lives fulsomely and freely, and to do so desirously with glad hearts, so that we're not seeking to escape from our life, but we are ready to take on the responsibilities of being the people of God. And it occurs to me that more than ever in our society, we need people with a readiness to do that, because there's just too much of the escaping thing going on and not enough of the responsibility thing happening. So that'll be a good conversation, hey? Thanks, Reverend Graham Tutt, for inspiring some good thinking in my head. I'm sure you did in others as well. And come along to Mustard Seed, or watch us on Zoom, or catch us on YouTube, and find out how this conversation continues. God bless. Have a happy Christmas, and we'll see you soon.